Welcome everybody to another RWD gaming video. Tonight we are getting back to a campaign that we are playing called the Uradissian Dragon Heist, a reskin of Waterdeep Dragon Heist of the Dungeons and Dragons adventure modules. We have gone through some shit so far. We have saved people from gang violence. We have started a business, and in starting a business, we have attracted a new kind of enemy, one that is more politically entwined. And this character has come to be known to the party as the Catfish Don. So the party started the last session basically going through the various events that took place in the process of starting the business. In the inn they had received from Volo, where they had renovated some things and got the kitchen working and some rooms available upstairs and some alcohol procured and some meat and other food victuals. Contacts for the bar were brokered, and bills were kind of put into perspective. You had a few choice meetings with people coming into the inn. You met with the Catfish Don himself, a very asshole black dragonborn. He was kind of fat. He wore looser clothes. You also met with the few guild lead representatives. You met with the various denizens of the alley, various different professions, and you met with a detective who works across the street. He is one Vincent Trench, a human. He has come in and given you what information he can about the Catfish Don and his connections. Oh, and there was also the chick, Esvel, I think her name was. She was the noble whose family was into some shadier shit, and she's kind of like the super conservative-esque character that Esvel Rosnar. She's trying to bring back the persona, or not persona, the value of her own family ties. So outside of that, I guess I could have let you introduce yourselves before I gave the recap, but fuck it. Jason, start us off. Who are you and what set do you claim?
Hey everybody, I have a small YouTube channel called Smith's Forge Gaming. Tonight I'm to the role of Hugh. He was a smart and tactical fighter mercenary who has since times and is barely aware of his surroundings. Looking forward to jumping back in.
Hopefully he doesn't get kicked in the head or anything. Jose.
Hey everybody, my name's Jose. I got the YouTube channel D20Z, and today I'm playing Rome, who is a wizard who came from a prestigious school in Neverwinter, and now he's a mercenary, just kind of make ends meet.
Gotta do what you gotta do. Phillip.
Hello, I'm playing Finman Copperbottom. Thanks for running this campaign, Baron.
Don't give your baby soda.
I certainly didn't do it for you. And finally, Connor.
Hey everybody, I'm Connor. I run the channel Versatile Diecaster. Tonight I'm going to be playing Drake, a blood hunter who used to be a human noble boy, but was attacked by a lycanthrope and was effectively cast out of the house until he could either fix it or be enough that they wouldn't be ashamed of his change in race.
And anyone who mentioned a YouTube channel, their URL or whatever it is down in the description below. So go and give them a like and subscribe. So, the party has met with some people. You have exchanged some business cards, if you will. But it has come to your attention as you awake the following morning from fitful dreams and restless sleep. You start the day as usual. So, Hugh, what is the first? What is your morning routine, if you will? What is the first thing that you think to do when you wake up in the morning?
My first go downstairs and con some breakfast out of tarragon, and perhaps while I'm waiting up or whatever, I'm sweeping up some of the messes from getting everything back in order, as it were.
So you go downstairs and begin sweeping as you would, or cleaning up, tidying up, just in general, as you would each morning. Rome, same question.
Rome would probably still be in his room doing his like usual magical rituals and stuff before he heads downstairs to see what needs to be done to get the day started.
Sure, for sure. Finland, what's your morning routine?
When Finland wakes up, he will meticulously make his bed, check all of his belongings, make sure that everything's still there and orderly, and try to like freshen up in his room before he goes downstairs to take inventory to make sure everything is ready for the day's work at the inn.
Okay. And finally, Drake, what is it that your character does in the morning?
So, after waking up, he picks up the key on his dresser and undoes the manacles on his wrist that he does to make sure that he doesn't get loose on a given night. And after that, he'd just get dressed, probably dust his scales off some, and go down into the main area of the bar and probably start setting up the tables.
I'd like all of you to make perception checks.
I'm sorry. What?
Perception checks, please.
Perception.
I get a 2.
A 2. Makes sense.
That is a from Hugh.
It's a 12.
Yes, sir.
5.
And Drake got a grand total of 10.
Well, the DC check wasn't outrageously hard. usual smells that waft out of the kitchen around this time in the morning aren't present this morning. Kitchen looks dark. Usually it's already beginning to stir at this time. Nothing.
I would stop sweeping, kind of notice the dark shuffle over there, and stick my head across. I imagine there's like a window area to the back kitchen. I would look about. Tarragon? Tarragon!
You call out into the room, and your voice kind of echoes in the openness of the kitchen itself. All right, nobody in there.
Is anybody down here in the main area, or would I need to run upstairs?
There's nobody downstairs outside the four of you, or the couple of you that was down here. Connor, the ghost's name was, I want to say, Lif, Lif. He was an elf ghost. I don't know if you guys...
Drake is definitely down in the main area. Like I said, he was setting up the tables for the day.
I would call over to Drake. Cook's missing. I really wanted bacon. And again behind the counter.
Tarragon's missing? What do you mean? Then Drake would stand up and go over and look into the kitchen.
Yeah, I mean, you see the same. Kitchen's dark.
Do I know which room is Tarragon's?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you guys have been staying here for the better part of a month.
Okay. You stay here in case anybody comes in. I'm going to go check to see if he overslept.
Okay.
So Drake's going to walk up the stairs and he's going to knock loudly on Tarragon's door.
I mean, you wait a moment, but you don't hear any footfalls or anybody inside, really.
Tarragon, are you in there?
It's quiet.
What is all this racket? The door beside Tarragon's opens and Finland comes out.
Well,
What's going on?
Tarragon's not downstairs in the kitchen, and he's not responding. Is the door locked?
Yes.
Okay.
That is most unusual. I hope he's not hurt. I'll go and try to pick the lock to the door.
Give me a sleight of hand check. Or thieves' tool. Whatever. Pick the lock.
Oh man. 8.
You guys did a lot of renovations this last month, and putting in proper locks was one of them.
No, I can't get in.
There are keys. They're not with you. Actually, they might be.
Tarragon probably has his key. And last we saw him, he was going to bed.
We can get a set of the master keys downstairs.
This is why you're the smart one of the operation.
Yes, let's go into the office and find one. I assume there's like some sort of like.
Yeah, and I'm not even gonna make you roll for that. That's just common business practice, I believe. There's like the lockbox underneath one of the desks that has all the keys to all the various rooms that you guys can rent out, and your rooms and storerooms and all the different kinds of things inside. And you collect Tarragon's key.
Here, let's open it. And he'll open it.
The door swings open, and you see within it is it's not like rummaged, but you could tell that there was like I wouldn't even say a struggle. Something took place here. The bed is unmade, which is your experience with Tarragon. He made the beds back at the Yawning Portal, let alone his own. So that may strike you as odd. There's like an open window, kind of like this stereo, typical blowing curtain in the wind as this window's been left open. There's stuff on the ground.
Oh no, he's been taken.
Is Tarragon's walk there?
Yes, it is here.
Drake would pick it up. Yeah, I don't really see another explanation that he'd leave this behind.
We need to account for all the others.
You go get Romeo. I'll go downstairs and make sure Hugh's still there.
All right. I go and I bang on his door. Rome, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. What's going on?
Tarragon's missing. His room looks to be broken into.
What? And he would probably like rush out the door and run into the room to take a look.
You see the same things, the bed's disheveled, windows open, stuff on the floor.
Holy crap! And nobody heard anything last night.
No, I maybe drank too much and was sound asleep.
Gotcha. Well, if you want to get huge real quick, I'm gonna see if I can find anything. I want to cast detect magic, see if I see any like magical residue around the room or anything.
It takes you, I believe, a few minutes to get this spell going. And as you do, you don't detect anything magic per se, outside of like, I would say like the cast off residue of like the latent radiant energy coming from Tarragon. Like his bed kind of has like a faint, maybe luminescence from him just being there all the time. But other than that, no, you don't really get any sense of magic.
Gotcha. And other than the mess, is there like anything I would see, like maybe like he got pushed out of the window or something?
Give me an investigation check.
19.
So you noticed that nothing was really taken. Maybe his coin purse or something, but that's kind of obvious. It doesn't look like it was a theft as much it was a kidnapping. And it's hard to kind of determine what exactly took your friend, but you see like coming up the rain spout or something that ascends the building, they're like little claw marks, rat sized, if you will. And there's kind of like some shredded wood shavings or cloth or something that looks like rats chewed on it.
Yeah, he would definitely relay that information to Finn.
Yes. Peculiar. Not quite sure what it means. He seems to have been a clean chap. Can't think of why rats would be living in his room.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think rats are that big, so especially to take him, whatever it was, we didn't even hear anything, so
Yes. Well, Drake, what do you think?
Drake had gone down to get Hugh.
Oh, well, we'll
only
wait
takes
for
so
you
long.
guys to come
Yep,
back.
you guys can be
Yeah.
upstairs.
He's done a bunch of investigation. It's fine. We better wait to see what Drake and Hugh think.
yeah, sounds good.
And as if on cue,
Hugh would follow up behind Drake with a half-eaten biscuit, a chunk of salted ham in his hand. He'd helped himself to the kitchen. Since Tarragon isn't here, usual eggs and bacon, he decided to feed himself. At the corner, he's like, I like living here. We're never hungry.
Did you check that out of the inventory, Hugh?
Inva, what?
Better make sure I mark it down then.
did you guys figure anything out while I was getting him?
Yeah, there's a bunch of claw marks like out going to the roof. It sounds like rats, but I mean, can be rats that took him. I don't know what it is, but we didn't hear anything, and Tarragon's quite big, so
Hey, Baron.
Yo.
Would Drake know about were rats? Like, is that a thing he'd know?
I mean, I'm not gonna say that you have like an intrinsic knowledge of lycanthropes because that's what you suffer from.
Yeah.
But I would certainly allow you to make a check to be
Okay.
kind of familiar with. This is something that you would have been aware of. Yours is the more rare extension, I would believe. So yeah, give me Arcana or history.
All right. So, got a nat 20. I have -1 intelligence, so 19.
Excellent. Yeah, you're by no means like in Hunter Extraordinaire, but you do know that were rats exist. I don't know if you'd be inclined to believe that it was, but
That's fair. Well, definitely looks like some sort of large variation.
What happened here?
If his claw marks, maybe you think it could have been those birds that we have fought before? The bird people?
Ginku.
There you go.
These don't look like
Yes.
the same tracks.
Where's Tarragon?
He was taken in the night, and we're trying to figure out who and to where.
Well, we might as well
Hugh would
find the
get a-
trail.
Someone
Well,
take Tarragon?
yeah, I don't know how.
I'm going to go up the stairs to where I would normally be sleeping. Grab my stuff.
Yeah, if we're gonna take a look around, Rome would let out his familiar, who's shaped like a pigeon right now, and he would send it out the window just to see if he can see anything else out there. Maybe more marks or like a trail.
Are you just letting the pigeon do its thing?
Yeah, I would send it out, and if he relays that he's seen something, then I would look through his eyes.
Let me get a perception check from your pigeon.
Get a 14.
It notices probably the trail itself as it like winds down your building from Tarragon's room, and it goes into the sewers.
Damn. Yeah, he whoever's left in the room, he would be like, I think he's been taken down the sewers, so that's gonna be a fun adventure.
Yuck. Of course, the sewers.
We went through it once before. We can do it again. Just no one let a brain dog near them.
It's at this point that he was coming back down the stairs, got his sword sheath across his belt, and his armor that he's yet to put on. He doesn't.
You put that on before we go. And Drake is going to go and get his own stuff.
And it's one of the things that Hugh hasn't lost. This is still very sex. He goes about his task of donning this armor, and it all the straps and everything are just snug in it. Very little time to get everything ready. As he looks up, you would notice my left eye would tend to own since the wound.
By the way, I'm not sure if this needs to be said, but Drake is leaving his money here.
Yes, yes. Let's all make sure that we leave our valuables here and that the inn keeps running in proper order while we're away. We cannot lose revenue for a day just searching for Tarragon.
But if Tarragon is gone, and who's here?
Drake is just going to yell out in the hallway, Liff, you're in charge.
The spectral form kind of coalesces, and you see a very somber elven man. His eyes sunken from undeath, and he kind of just disappears again. You start to hear the like faint stirrings of the kitchen being started as Liff takes over.
He was visibly uncomfortable about this apparition.
Come now. Let's make sure that your brain doesn't get sucked again while we're down here.
And I would jerk my head towards. Go where? Where are we going?
To the sewers, my dear boy. Weren't you listening?
All the color would drain from Hugh. I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back down there. No, can't go down there. Don't want to go.
Hugh, it will be fine. We need to go get Tarragon. It's just rats this time.
And I'm kind of huffing like a little kid that had his can.
Yeah, Ron would put his hand like over Hugh's shoulder, and he would be like, "It's all right. Don't worry. We got you. We won't let anything happen to you."
I put a death grip on my sword. Okay. Let's go get him, though. I don't like the sewers.
Neither do I.
Yeah, Ron would go like to his room, and he would grab like a satchel that is full of like scrolls and things for his spells, and then he would put on like the dingiest, crappiest like robes you ever seen him wear.
So it sounds like you guys are going to the sewers then. So
It appears we are.
you go outside and you are greeted by your usual sight here in the morning in the Troll Skull Alley. You have businesses already getting their daily routines on for the day. Across the street, you see the Corleone's Crown. The atrium at the top is kind of opened up, letting the morning light shine in and feed the plants that are growing up there. You see the steam billowing out of the steam and smoke billowing out of the bent nail, or not the bent nail, the steam and steel, as the Genasi or whatever begin their morning routines of smelting and tempering steel. You see the various denizens of the Troll Skull really pull together to make this area even possible. There's a lot of business that was riding on the Troll Skull when they were being this kind of alley started its production, and when Liff died, a lot of the clientele disappeared from this area, so there wasn't a whole lot of money coming in. So it's a lot of people working together here. You notice that Vincent Trench, as usual, is not one of the folks that's up and around first thing in the morning. He usually tends to wake a little later. But I mean, for the most part, there's nothing hindering you from getting to the sewers. You make your way down the alley to the west, or to the east, rather. And there, where you went last time, or entered last time. No, it wasn't where you entered last time. This is basically the alley's sewer access. And this is where you've seen Rome, you've seen the Black Viper escape down there, the super villain cat burglar-esque character you guys encountered. She escaped down into the sewer access before when you were chasing her. And this is where the tracks seemingly lead to. You open the grate, you climb down into the... It's still kind of chilly. It's spring still, and it's not like the overwhelming smell of shit on a hot summer's day, but it's certainly no pleasanter. And you begin your trek into the underworld of the city. To maintain your track on these rats or whatever they were, I'm going to need some group survival checks.
If no one is making light, Drake is going to pull out a torch and he's going to light it.
Thank you, Lizard.
Yeah, I would Ron would light one also. He would stay in the back.
Hugh 2 would also light a torch. I got an 11, but
Oh, you got a 2.
I got a 3.
All right. What did you get, Hugh? An 11?
yes, sir.
Okay. So you needed a 10, so half of you will say is a success. Between Hugh's instinctual knowledge of tracking and Drake's keen senses, you are able to kind of deduce where this swarm of rats had gone. For the most part, it doesn't take you on a rat chase for the next couple hours. It's fairly straightforward. It takes you, maybe 30 minutes to get to where you find a door. This door is evidently where these creatures had gone. It's a large wooden, you can tell that like the moisture from this side of the door has kind of caused it to swell a little bit, so it's probably like a hard shove to get it open and closed. But that's the situation you are faced with, this large wood door.
Hugh would try to push on it to see if there's any give in it.
What's your strength? You give it a shove, and for the most part, you wouldn't think that it's stuck. It's more or less locked.
And I'd jiggle it back and forth just to be sure. And seeing how it's not giving either way, I would turn to the gnome and say, "It's locked."
Oh dear, another locked door. I suppose I shall give it another go then, he says, kind of looking up towards Drake.
Drake is going to pull out an axe and be ready to throw it through the door when it opens. If there is a thing there.
$13.
You think for a moment that perhaps you're going to push it too far or break your tools, the tumblers fall into place, and you hear the distension of the locking mechanism as it opens with a click. But the door itself is still stuck.
Oof. Now try to give it a tug, Hugh.
Give me an athletics check
I
if
would-
you want to push it.
For sure. I would hand to him to hold while I'd try to get both hands on this and really give it a shove. Drake, do you want to assist on this?
Sure, why not? Drake will put his axe away, hold his torch up in one hand, and brace his shoulder against the side of the door and push with Hugh.
I'll give him some guidance if anything.
16. So that was the higher one on that one, 16 plus 1, so it's 17 total. No, athletics. That's a 16. That's a 20, 30, 20.
You feel the door break loose from the position that it holds itself in most of the time, and between you and Drake pushing on it, I picture you being more towards like the handle coming into the room as he assists you from the hinge side, if you will, and Rome stands behind you and Finland below next to you. This room opens up into it's not a very large basement, but a basement nonetheless. You see that it's dark, so you can only see like what the illumination from your torches is giving you. You see like the stairs wrapping up. You notice that there's like almost a barricade in between you and the steps, as if this is like a line of focus that they would try and hold to prevent people from getting in.
Is it look like a shabby kind of like just haphazard put together, or is this something that is pretty sturdy?
For how haphazardly it's put together, it looks pretty sturdy. It's like old furniture, not necessarily cut up, but like placed to barricade itself. Casks and stuff.
I would look to the others. Just move it.
Ron would be like, "Give me a second," and he would reach in his satchel and take out his pigeon and throw him up, so that way he can fly up, see if he sees anybody.
Is your pigeon being stealthy at all?
Nope.
Are you looking at it from his perspective, or just waiting on him to relay information?
I'll look through his perspective.
You fly into this room and you notice give me a perception check.
I got 23.
So you notice that there are, like, behind this barricade, there's a couple rats clawing on the floor. Do you fly upstairs?
Yeah.
You fly upstairs and you see that it is the inside of like a house within the city. This is like almost like a townhouse, if you will. It's very, I guess it's not really a townhouse. It's like very compartmental rooms. You know, this is like these kind of houses are very tall but very thin. So it'll have 2 or 3 floors going up. And you see that it's very sparsely furnished. There's a lot of like what furniture there is covered with like white linens or some sort of burlap to keep it out of the sun or whatever. The windows are boarded from the inside. But you see two figures, humanoid. And as you fly upstairs, one of them looks at you and what is your familiar's AC?
Truthfully, I have no idea. I'm looking at it right now.
Well, do you think it's higher than a 17?
I highly doubt it.
Okay. Then I'm going to imagine. We'll roll it. We'll see how it is.
Does a pigeon have more than 1 HP? Let's find out.
Do you have 5 HP?
No,
Plus 4, 9.
I would say he's dead.
Yeah, so your vision you receive this information about your surroundings, and as you see this character kind of whips a sling and you are struck from the sky.
Ron would pretty much like scream for a second and be like, "Oh!" and like rub his eyes, and he would tell him it's like looks like it's an abandoned house, but somebody killed my familiar. There's 2 people up there.
Drake's gonna pat him on the shoulder and he's gonna say, "We can get your familiar back, but now we know information that we didn't."
Well, after you guys.
Are you sure it wasn't just a cat?
No, but I did see some rats down there.
Dead or alive?
Okay, let's be ready.
Alive.
Hugh, if you would allow me, I would like to take point on the bottom, and you can take point on the stairs.
I would nod a serious look across my face. I draw my sword, get ready for anything.
So, if possible, could I cast alarm by the door just in case somebody tries to come in the back while we're searching here?
I don't see a problem with that.
So-
yeah, if they look, Ron would be like,
Hold
pretty
on.
much
So are you
like-
guys are going in then?
I think so.
Then just as you guys walk into this and you begin to cast on the door, you notice that there was a line at the base of the door that was tripped as you entered. You see that it kind of like goes along the wall, and there seems to be like a slight ringing that there wasn't before. I'm going to need you all to roll initiative.
$18, baby.
17.
22.
Just had to one up me, didn't you?
Yeah, I don't know how it happened. I got a 20 plus my thingy.
Literally.
So it goes Rome, Drake, Finland, Hugh.
Yep.
Got it. Okay, so as you guys trounce into this place and you notice the alarm that has been struck, there's a commotion upstairs. The two figures that were standing at the top of the stairs have come down, crossbows drawn. Drake and Hugh, you said you were leading the charge here. Am I correct? So each of you
Yes.
are going to be fired upon as 2 crossbow bolts fly across the room. Hugh, what is a 18, and Drake a 13.
The 13 will miss me.
18 is my AC.
So, Drake, you said yours was your AC?
No, I said it missed me.
Okay.
Hugh said it was his AC.
So,
Yeah, 18 is my AC.
Hugh, this bolt strikes you. I guess I didn't know. Do you guys play? I guess it's up to me. 8. If it hits your armor class, does that usually go through?
Yeah, normally that does go through.
That's
It's like a difficulty class.
Yeah.
Just swap
Yeah,
out
it's like meet or beat. I thought it. I could be wrong though.
Yeah, that's my thought. Okay, you take 5 points of damage as this bolt flies across the room and over this barricade and strikes you in the shoulder.
And I would yelp out as it hits me shoulder, knock me up against the wall, going up the stairs here.
As you see them now, as your eyes have kind of not necessarily adjusted, they're priority adjusted. These figures that run down, they are they are halfling in size. They are a little bit stockier, a little bit more feral looking. They have messed up hair, like big dark circles under their eyes. They are wearing like a patchwork leather tunic. On their breast, they have a sigil. It is a whip in the shape of a rat's tail. And that would bring us to the top of the order with Rome.
So how far you say they will be from us?
Probably like 45. It'd be like 15 feet of clear space in between you and this barricade, and then from what you can tell beyond that, it looks like rough terrain. It's like shit's all over the floor.
Well, since I'm kind of far away and stuff, I think I'm gonna cast sleep on the closest one. Are they next to each other or no?
Yeah, they're both on the stairs across the room from you.
So yeah, I'll cast sleep on both of them since they're right next to each other.
Actually, 45 feet's pretty huge for a basement.
Okay.
I mean, by how you said it, I assumed it was 30 feet and half of it was difficult. So it was 45 feet worth of movement to get there.
Okay, yeah, there you go. Thanks, Connor. That's exactly what I meant. I'm glad we're on the same page. So yeah, there's
I'll use full movement. Well, I'll try to get as close as I can to them to cast my spell. The range on it is 90 feet.
So yeah, you wouldn't even have to move. You'd be able to hit them.
All right. Well, I definitely wouldn't move. Let me roll that real quick.
What spell is this, you said?
Sleep.
Oh, nice.
All right. I got 23, so that's how many hit points a creature it affects.
So You're close. Both of them kind of seem to flutter their eyes for a moment, but neither of them seem to be taking hold of the spell you're casting.
Worth a try.
If that's all you would like to do, Drake, your turn.
So Drake is going to move up 15 feet closer to them. And you'd see him pull his hand axe out from his belt and cut the top of his thigh to activate his Crimson Right. And electricity would arc across the blade, as well as between his teeth as he opens his jaw wide and shoots out his breath weapon at these two. No, I need to pick one because I don't think they're occupying the same space, are they?
Is your breath?
It's a 5 by 30 foot line.
They're not occupying the same space. No.
Okay. I'll go for the one on the right.
Okay. Give me. Is that a dex check for me?
Dexterity save from you.
Okay. A total of 4, so he gets hit.
That's a big fail. All right, so he's going to be taking 2d6 of lightning damage. So that's 3 and 3, so 6 total.
Your breath rips through the floor. You can see that though it doesn't clear a path, you see the debris that litters the floor kind of ripple with the energy that cascades from your mouth. You notice that you kind of fry out one of the large rats on the floor in between you and this person on the stairs, and you strike him in the chest. You see the scorch wound on his tunic, and it blows him back into the wall, and he takes some damage.
Where's Tarragon?
Finland. Unless you're...
Nah, that was as much movement I wanted to use. That was my action, my bonus action. I'm good.
Okay. Finland.
You're muted, my friend.
Better that way, if you ask me.
Thank you. Oh, fuck you, Mary. Yeah, since seeing the rats come down the stairs and seeing Rome and Drake take quick action, I'll try to hide, like, kind of behind them using my cunning action. And since I'm a halfling, I should be able to hide behind people of a larger size than me.
Stealth check.
Oh, nat 20. With stealth is 27.
So this is, certainly. You can just tell by like your eyesight to them, like the kind of like the way they're not very tall, and they wouldn't be able to like look very far past where this barricade kind of leaves some like a blind spot of what they can't see, and you're kind of nestled in there, but you have the right kind of viewpoint through maybe like a separation in one of the barricades to see them. So you are definitely hidden.
Exactly. And I'll crouch there, draw my bow, and fire at them from that position. The one that wasn't struck by the lightning.
All right.
9 damage.
I need you to roll to see if you hit.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You have advantage.
Sorry. I do have advantage. That's right.
So don't forget that sneak attack.
Yeah. I already rolled damage, so 23.
23 will hit.
Fantastic. 9 damage.
All right. So this is a short bow, you said.
Yes.
You've loosed your arrow. It soars up through the separation in this barricade, and the bestial halfling character on the steps who kind of sees his friend take a blast to the chest and kind of recoil against the wall. He himself looks up and is struck with an arrow as he kind of winces in pain. Hugh.
Do I see the one that shot my shoulder?
You can see both of them. They're on the way they're on the stairs is they're kind of overlooking this whole room.
To, if I can reach him, to rush up to the one that shot me, and try to cleave its head off and come up the stairs and swing outwards.
How much movement do you have?
I have.
You have 30 feet. You
30.
Can make it.
Yes, I have 30 feet.
It'll burn up all your movement, but you'll be able to get to the stairs and attack.
I'm not thinking that far ahead. And that's a big old nope. That's a 5 plus. Doesn't matter.
It might.
It's plus 4 to hit, so.
Oh, 9. Close, but no scar. So you rush through the litter that is the debris on the ground around these stairs behind this barricade, and these figures are firing at your companions, and you've rushed over and taken a swing, but you kind of misjudged how far. Maybe you've stepped on something loose and lose your footing, but you're unable to make contact with your weapon blow.
I scream in frustration.
As you scream, Hugh, you begin to notice the swirling shadows that move around your feet, that pull at your boots. 3 giant rats have circled you. What is your AC?
18. And I would squeal like a girl.
Damn, I'm sorry. Okay, that one's not so bad. So, as you see the first kind of lunge at your feet, you make a step and it passes before you, but you've stepped in between 2 giant rats that strike out at you. They each land a bite attack. I should have another D4 here somewhere. Whatever. You take 4 points of damage, followed by 5 points of damage as these 2 large rats bite you. Yes, they're kind of like Raticates. Trademarked by the Pokemon Company, 1993. 2, whatever.
Yeah, now I'm a wet bandit on the stairs.
You see the 2 figures on the steps. Get him! Get him! Reload! Keep firing! The were-rats. No, sad drop. The were-rats are on the stairs. Load another volley. And
somebody better pick up that phone.
there is another volley of crossbow fire. This time there is one, actually, yeah. This time there's one at Hugh and there's one at Rome. Yeah, shut up, Connor. You ain't slick. Rome, what is your hit or AC? I play this game. I know what I'm talking about. Rome, what's your AC?
12.
So this bolt flies across the room and strikes you.
1 second. Can I use my
If you
reaction?
Yes.
Shield.
That'll bump your AC 3, I think, or 2.
+5.
+5. So yeah, this bolt no longer hits you as you create a shield of magical energy. What does that look like?
He would probably see the arrow coming, and he would just stand his hand, and you would see this like shimmering, like see-throughness, like fuzzy stuff, and it would hit it and bounce off.
And it does. The second bolt flies across the room towards you, Drake, and you too are able to cleave it from the sky before it hits you. Bring us to Rome, your turn.
Yeah, let's see. He's gonna start rummaging through his bag like furiously until he can find his crossbow, and then he's gonna put another bolt into the one that Finn had shot earlier.
Give me a roll.
Uh, 16.
16 will hit.
That's 7 damage.
Which one did you hit? The one that was already hit by an arrow?
Yep.
So what does this look like as you attack this guy?
Probably trying to aim at the head, but accidentally like arrow hits him in the neck.
You definitely injure him. He's still standing with wounds, producing blood, but you see that he's got some fight left in him.
And that would be my turn.
Drake.
So the torch is still in Drake's hand. Is it light enough in here to see without the torch?
There's like some light coming from the stairwell where the guys are standing, but it depends. I don't think you'd have proper illumination of the floor.
Okay. So follow-up question. Would you allow me to use my Crimson Right on the torch?
I guess describe what you're trying to do.
Basically, Drake is going to hold the torch and push it into his side to get his blood onto it and use that to activate his Rite of the Storm.
Sure.
Okay. So that is his bonus action. And then he is going to move up to the 2 were-rats. And he's going to try and hit one with his hand axe. Specifically, the one that looks not great.
Okay, give me an attack roll.
I'm going to use my inspiration.
Sounds good.
Oh, that was worse.
What'd you get total?
So 12.
12 will do it.
Oh, okay.
You narrowly hit him, but you do. You succeed.
I should have just saved my inspiration then.
You got hasty, man.
I got hasty. I did. I thought it wouldn't hit because I got to specify before DM says results. So he is going to be taking 7 points of slashing and 3 points of lightning damage.
How do you want to go ahead and describe it to me as you cleave this guy?
So Drake runs up, burning himself in the side, growling at this were-rat, some of this feralness coming through. Anyone paying attention would see his eyes flash yellow for a second as he cleaves his weapon across this were-rat's neck, and you'd see jolts of electricity shoot through both ends, and he twitches before he falls.
Fall he does. One were-rat down.
And then he'd look at the other were-rat and he'd say, "Where's Tarragon?"
I ain't gonna tell you nothing. You better get out of here. Finland, your turn.
Since my compatriots are within 5 feet of this rat, I will go ahead and attack it with sneak attack bonus from across the room. 12.
Another narrow hit, but it will also succeed.
For 8 damage.
Another arrow strikes true. This is the scorched chest one. His
Yes.
smoking wound now protrudes an arrow. You said 8 points?
Yes.
For 8 points of damage.
And then I would like to try to make my way across the refuse littered room.
How much movement do you have?
I haven't taken my movement or my bonus action yet, so I can use my bonus action to dash or disengage or
Because
hide.
if you have 25 movement, you'll be like 5 feet shy.
Yeah, so I'll use my bonus action to get all the way there.
Okay. Hugh, you are surrounded by the swarm of rats. Well, I shouldn't say swarm of rats because that's a different monster block completely. 3 giant rats.
I'd like to rip one of them that's been biting me, one of it off, and try to squeeze the life out of it.
Okay. Give
That'd
me
be an unarmed attack.
or an attack
Attacks, okay.
roll. Give me an attack roll.
What am I adding for my attack?
I didn't hear anything you just said.
What would I add? Just like strength or
proficiency bonus.
okay. So that's
just his proficiency bonus, or that and another thing.
Well, he got a 12, so it doesn't matter.
That's fair.
So you grab this rat up and you squeeze. I'm gonna say 1d6 damage plus strength.
that's a straight up 6 plus strength. That's 8.
So you do 8 points of damage to this large rat. And as you squeeze the life out of it, it squeaks, and the squeaks cry out of pain and terror. But you crush or asphyxiate one of them.
I want to feel the rib cage crush under me. Excellent.
Okay, Lenny. The giant rats that see you crush their friend cry out in anger as they're going to make one attack towards you, Hugh, for a total of 21 to hit, which I'm going to imagine hits. And one attack towards you, Drake. 17.
That's gonna hit him.
For 6 damage to you, Hugh. Jesus, I just rolled max on that. I didn't think it'd do that much. And 3 damage to Drake as these things bite into you. The man on the steps, well, the halfling on the steps, is turning to disengage and run up the stairs, which would leave him open to an opportunity attack from you, Hugh.
Excellent.
Would it provoke one from Drake as well, or no?
Sure.
Down comes the sword. 23 to hit.
I got a 6.
Right, Drake. So no, you did not hit, but a 22 hit.
So that's 4 damage total.
Your sword swings and cleaves into this thing, but you don't fell the beast. As it runs up the steps, crying and screaming as it goes, "Intruders! Intruders!" Rome, it is your turn.
Magic missile.
I don't have magic missiles.
What?
So
We're gonna have a powwow.
I'm not that kind of wizard. So the guy running away, do I have a shot at him or not really?
No, not from your vantage. You don't.
Well, I'll shoot a bolt into the other guy then.
Like one of the rats? Because other guy got killed.
Yeah, the other guy's dead. It's just the 2 big rats on the floor.
Yeah, I'll shoot one of the rats. Does 15 hit?
Yes, it does.
Ready. 12 damage. Wait, that's not right. 1 second. Hit the wrong thing. Alright, 6 damage.
Your magic lights across the basement and strikes this creature. You singe the hell out of it, but it still shrieks and scrambles on the floor. Drake.
Drake is going to run after that were-rat, hoping to get him quiet before anyone hears him, as unlikely as that may be. So, he's going to take a swing.
You just got attacked by a were-rat. So
This is true.
Are you going to attack the were-rat before running up the steps, or?
So the opportunity attack was as he was running up, so I'm going to go up after him.
Okay, then I'm going to say that provokes an attack of opportunity from the rat. That was on you.
Cool.
He does not hit with a total of 5.
Neato. So, Drake is going to swing with the hand axe, and he's going to swing with the torch.
Unless you make the dash action, I don't think you'll be able to catch him in time. Because he dashed. That was his action, as he dashed upstairs.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. See, I really don't want to throw the hand axe because then my Crimson Right wears off. So, I guess I'll just swing at the rat then. One with the hand axe, and then if he lives, one with the torch. Yeah, so that's probably going to miss. I got a grand total of 7.
7 will miss.
and then swing with the torch.
Okay.
That's going to be one better.
Well, that won't do it either. So you are stuck in the heated battle with this massive rodent. That brings us to Finland.
Finland is going to quickly pursue Drake for the rat, and seeing, he's going to drop his bow and pull out his dagger and rapier. Actually, just his rapier, not his dagger, as he's chasing after Drake using his dash bonus action, and then he will wait for an opening after Drake's done attacking to plunge the rapier straight through the heart of the were-rat. Sorry, 1 second. Didn't have that up. 12.
12 is what you need.
12 is what I need. For 12 damage.
What does it look like as you kill this thing?
So yeah, I was just patiently waiting for Drake to thrust and slash and hit him in the face with the torch, and then I come right from his side and just punch my rapier straight through the heart of the similarly sized were-rat.
So just to clarify, Drake hadn't gone upstairs following the were-rat that was running away.
Oh, I thought he was
He
up
was
the-
going to, but he would have to make a dash action to get all the way up there because the were-rat had. You'd be able to.
Yes, my apologies. Take 2 damage away from that. 10 damage.
10 damage. So you still kill it. But you are
Fantastic.
upstairs at the top of the steps.
In that case, I'm pursuing it, and after the items sail towards the rat, I'll leap onto its back and shove my rapier through its back, and it protrudes through its heart, and I'll kind of ride it down, but catch my feet as it slides off my rapier.
Excellent. Hugh.
So he just killed another rat. That means we got one giant rat still.
He killed
Running?
the were-rat. We still have the
Or-
two giant. We still have the 2 giant rats.
2 giant rats. Okay. And they're on me?
One's on you. One's on me.
Okay. The one near me, I would like downwards with my sword, try to impale it. That's a 13.
13 will do it. You were looking for 12s on everything here. Just 12.
Yes. And that is going to be that's going to be 6.
You strike at this rat, and like the other one that Rome had just hit, this one's not looking too hot. It scatters on the floor, angry, like a cornered animal.
I don't suppose I could take a bonus action to stomp it.
No.
Yeah.
I like your gumption there, but alas. So, which brings us to the rats. They are very angry. And they're going to continue their attack on you, Hugh, and you, Drake. The 9 doesn't hit, I imagine, Hugh. And 14, Drake? I don't remember.
That's a miss.
Okay. So, yeah.
It's about damn time they missed me.
I'm sorry. I don't get to roll good when I'm a player. So, I mean, deal. But you get it now. So yeah, that is.
Sure these rats didn't have points of inspiration they were using.
Well, they do have pack tactics, so as long as they're by each other, they get advantage.
They have Master Splinter up there somewhere.
Maybe you haven't fought the were-turtles that I've put in here yet, so just kidding.
One has a katana, one has a pair of nunchuck.
You see one with sai-like weapons and one with a quarterstaff. There's round Italian boxes. So the two rats missed, and that brings us to Rome at the top of the round.
I'm gonna try to clip another rat. Whew. Alright, I got a 21.
They only have one health left, so whichever one you kill.
Okay, well, I'll just kill one. I did 8 damage, so that's overkill.
Break.
Oh, and I killed the one that was attacking you.
All right, so Drake again is going to try and swing at the the giant rat with his hand axe first, and then the torch second, if it's needed. It's going to be needed. I got a nat 1.
I can't really think of a failure that would happen right here. So
I got lucky this time. Sort of. This one's a 22.
there you go.
So as the rat jumps up for Drake to slash at it low, missing with the hand axe, he swings the torch upwards and it glows blue as it makes contact and shoots electricity through the rat, as well as burning where it contacted.
You see like this quick arc of electricity kind of arc out from your weapon through the rat and grounding to the floor. And it squeaks and there's the smell of charcoal meat. And that is where we're going to take our break. So meet back here in 5-10 minutes. Do what you got to do.
Sounds good.
Refill your resources. And we will get back to the exploration of the townhouse dungeon.
I'm so ready for Drake to go throughout this whole dungeon, basically only having a grand total of 16 hit points.
I have 5.
Hey, chat. Yeah, what I said earlier about him having a grand total of 16 hit points, he was at 20. Then he used the Crimson Right twice, and it brought him down to 16. That's currently his max. Like, that's all he could have at all. What he's at right now is 13.
Oh, you're at 13?
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah, I've been not down a good 20 hit points. 20 hit points, so I'm rough. Bleeding profusely.
I was worrying about you.
He wouldn't stop biting me.
We need someone who's actually good at, like, not letting people die.
Like a paladin or
Yeah. It's really tempting to have Drake go into cleric, but at the same time, I really don't want him to have to go into cleric. There'd only really be two that work, but neither of them are life.
unless we're able. I mean, if Chris is not coming back, then get another player in here. Hopefully, they can. That would
That'd be helpful.
be along those lines.
Finland might be willing to take a level or two in Bard.
That'd be very helpful. Skills and heals.
Steals and heals.
Quite.
That's hilarious.
I wasn't expecting this to be a whole dungeon. I don't know what I thought this session was going to be. That's why I blew my breath weapon so early. That and Drake was just very much not dealing with anyone at the moment. He wants to find his friend, and he wants to go home.
All right, I am back.
Hello.
Hello.
We were just commenting on how helpful it would be to have, like a paladin
Yeah.
or some such character.
Some sort of person.
Yeah, what's your take on multi-classing, Baron?
You can do.
Damn straight.
As long as you can come up with like an explanation for how you're taking this class.
Yeah.
All right, looks like we are all back.
Yes, we are. Sorry, I was looking for a dragon.
Why? That's a terrible idea.
Chasing the dragon, man.
You never catch the dragon, Connor.
I will find its lair eventually.
You can find its lair, but you can never catch it. Okay. So the party finds themselves in a house within the city of Eastport. And you have infiltrated through the basement, which was barricaded from the inside. You made your way inward. Finland chasing a were-rat looking creature from the fight upstairs as it shouted for alarm. And that's where we're at now. What do you, Finland, you're upstairs. What is the rest of you doing? Are you going upstairs? Is there a marching order?
I would like to use second wind as I like press down on some arm, get a little angry, and press on.
Okay.
That is D10 plus. So that's regaining 11 hit points total.
You'll need it.
Drake, before going up, is going to look at the... he's going to look at the were-rat's hand paw thing. And see
for what you guys can tell, they're just feral-looking halflings.
Okay.
Not feral. Feral's the wrong word. They're ruffian halflings.
Okay.
Quick question.
What's up?
So good berries, since they heal you for 1 HP, can you eat more than one or no?
I think so.
Alright, cool. I'm gonna.
You're not in combat anymore, so.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna summon and I'll give them to Hugh. So I'll give him like 10 berries.
You know Goodberry?
He has no magic missile, but he has the good berry. I'll take it. Thank you, sir.
It's the least I can do since I can pew pew, you know.
Drake is going to look at...
only.
You do your thing.
Sorry, I was just eat like 9, and I'm back at total hit point.
Drake is going to look at the rat's paws, like the giant rats, not the feral halflings or ruffian ones. Do they seem to match what was on the rain spout?
Give me a nature or investigation.
Let's see which one I suck less at. They both suck equally as bad, so I'm going to go for nature. I rolled 2, it goes down to 1.
Maybe.
It's a definite possibility.
They have feet.
They are both claws, and these are claw marks, so...
We're going with the belief that Drake doesn't know proofs, so...
He was raised noble. What do you expect? He was too young to go out on the hunt before he was bitten. So, yeah, after figuring nothing out, Drake's going to go up the stairs and join everyone.
Like, Rome's pigeon had discerned earlier, this is a very sparsely sparsely decorated room. There's like a couch pressed up against a wall. It's got like a sheet over the top of it. It's wood floors. The walls are white. The windows are letting in like streaks of light that kind of hit the dust motes in the air. You can tell that it's boarded from the inside, but you have no reason to believe that there's any like appearance of this from the outside. It's like there's shutters over the windows that are kind of like filtering this light in that are hitting the slats of the boards. The door, you can see that like the main doorway, like the front door, is like a huge kind of barred wooden door, and from the inside there's like enough reinforcements that you can tell that this door does not open at all. But it seems as if you are alone outside of the sounds of the dying thing on the floor beneath Finland.
Are we sure that they took Tara down here? I don't see any sign of him.
We saw the trail going down into the sewer, and then we followed it here. Where else could they be?
I would like to detect magic, see if I can see anything.
I'm confused.
You are getting a faint pull upstairs.
I will follow that.
You meander about the bottom floor. Like this living room, there's not much down here. There's like a bathroom. There is a kitchen-esque area. Behind the kitchen, you find some stairs that lead upstairs to the next floor, and you follow that. It's another, I guess it's not another, it's a very narrow stairway that goes up the side of the wall and turns to get up to the next floor. This is just a hallway. You can see that it's lined with doors, but none of them are open.
So, if possible, I don't know if I can or not, but can I use some minor illusion that is shaped like, I guess, like a cat or something to go down the hallway?
You absolutely can, and you do. This illusory cat saunters down the hallway. You can see up here that it's dark. There are no windows in this hallway, and as your cat kind of escapes beyond your vision, you don't think you hear anything.
Cool. Ron would turn around and he would say, I don't think there's anybody down there.
It's still probably safest for the most well-protected of us to go down first.
Okay.
Just be careful. Watch out for more of alarm stuff.
I'm not sure what you would mean by that, so
Like-
I would
Like the thing we saw
head down.
downstairs.
Yeah, just in case Rome is gonna tap Hugh in the back and he's gonna be like, be careful, man. And he'll give him guidance.
Could I roll perception?
Yes.
That guidance gives me a D4, right? Jose?
Guidance is +4, I believe, or at D4, my bad.
Yeah. Not to a 4 anyway. So 14 plus 3, 17.
Did you have a torch?
I did. I do.
I thought so. You walk down this hallway, and the inky blackness of the darkness fades away as you walk down with the torch. You notice another tripwire, but you step over it, kind of giving a nod to the party that there's something there as they follow you. But you guys are able to avoid it.
Excellent.
From here, you see that there is a door creaked open. I don't know if any of you tried any of the doors on the way down here. There's probably 6 of them, 3 on each side, and this kind of hallway ends in a door.
I shall resist the temptation.
If Drake can do it without making noise, he would, but otherwise he would not.
Do a sleight of hand.
So I have a question. I'm wearing scale mail that gives disadvantage on stealth. Would that give disadvantage on this too, or not?
No.
All right, so that's 16.
As quietly as you can, you twist the knob, and you can tell it's locked. But with that, you make it to the end of the hallway. Is it planned to continue?
Yeah, sure.
That's what
Yes, let's check this door also for any traps before we move on.
Whomever would like to lead that, give me a perception check.
Drake would give it a quick scan.
What you got?
Total of 10.
You don't see anything.
Cool. It seems fine as far as I can tell.
By all means, go ahead.
Drake's gonna open the door.
The door creaks open into the hallway towards you. You see that there is some light up here. There's probably some sort of like window on either side of the house letting light into the attic. And you can see this kind of illuminating probably a pattern on the floor that's kind of giving you the ability to see up here as you kind of walk up this circle staircase. This room, like all the others, is, well, I guess the difference between this room and all the others is this room is more cluttered. There's boxes and like stacks of boxes and furniture with sheets over it and like bookshelves and like things that you can't really tell what they are from the sheets that are on them. And on the other side of this kind of wedded by far side of this room is a figure. From his silhouette, you can see that he is probably a halfling. He is fairly stout, thicker, and in his hand, he kind of circles a chain. You can hear the air being pushed around by this swinging chain. Yeah, there you go.
And we can see this guy or no?
Oh yeah, you can see him. He's not looking at you.
Well, if I could see him, I'm gonna ray of frost his face.
Before you get to move, floor writhe.
Tavern is a robot.
I was worried I was the only one that saw that.
Yeah, so
Fortunately, my internet just likes to kick off every once in a while. The ideal situation for living in an apartment. Am I better?
Yeah, you're way better now.
yeah, you're good now.
Yeah.
Before you ray of frost, Jose, you notice that the shadows on the floor writhe in a chaotic pattern beneath the furniture and various sheets. Perhaps we could talk before you make a move against me and my brethren.
Where's Tarragon?
Do you mean the person that cooks food at your restaurant? I'm not entirely sure
Yes,
whom exactly you're looking
that
for.
person.
What makes you think we've seen him? He turns. You see this figure. He's got like a where most of the two halflings you've seen downstairs were kind of disheveled looking. He is very clean. You see he's got a nice white tunic, leather boots, nice dark blue breeches. You know, he has his facial hair is neatly trimmed, his hair back in a ponytail, his eyebrows angular and sharp. Why would you believe we have him?
There was a trail leading from his room down to your cellar, and as far as we could tell, there was no other exit, so... Yeah,
Our cellar leads into the sewers. I hardly believe that'd be permissible in the eyes of the court.
And you seem to know who he is, also.
When a man of his giant stature comes into the town, it's hard to miss. Especially when you all seem to be taking the inn market by storm.
And Finland will actually look a little, like, surprisingly proud at that. Like, glad you noticed.
Please, perhaps a seat. And you see these writhing shadows kind of grab hold of the furniture and bring like a couch and a couple of chairs from the sides of the stuff in the room. Go on, please.
Perhaps we should hear him out, Drake.
Drake is going to swing the torch he was holding swiftly to put it out. And he's going to sit down on the couch, but still holding on to the two weapons.
This man spinning the chain kind of grabs the one end and he curls it into a like a coil, puts it at his belt. Perhaps you've heard of me, perhaps not. I am Clooney.
Never heard of you before.
Not a bad thing.
As in George.
No relation, I'm afraid.
Would this guy have made the rounds around like the noble houses when Drake was a kid?
I doubt it.
Okay.
Perhaps its best reputation stays in the shadows. So, you're looking for your friend and you believe it was me, and I have every reason to tell you that it wasn't.
I would think you only need one reason to tell us it wasn't you.
Well, you've come into my home and you've killed two of my associates. I have only every reason to believe that perhaps you'd kill me too if the opportunity struck you as easier than whatever else you have in mind.
Your associate shot me.
And you cut him down in my own home.
Then I would look to Finn and then to Drake. But he shot me!
You're trespassing.
Yes, look. Mistakes were made on all sides. Do you have information about our friend's whereabouts or not? We can always kill you now.
And it would only make your quest that much harder. Rats hear things in the streets, Finn. Actually, I don't know if I would know your name.
You didn't know Tarragon.
Well, yeah, but Tarragon is an Azimar.
It would be
I didn't even know that.
I think he said it. He said it a couple times. He's a big dude.
I mean, Drake wouldn't know. He hasn't done any Asimar things.
He has cooked the most delicious food you've tasted this side of the river.
He just cooks really good.
He makes some
Some would say his dishes are heavenly.
Angelic, even.
Divine.
See, you know exactly what we're putting down here.
I do. Drake doesn't.
Fair enough. Hold on. Let me see if he knows you. He does not. He does not know you. I suppose perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot. Perhaps a deal is in order. I help you get what you want, and you help me get what I want.
Ah, here we go.
What is it exactly that you want?
I believe there's a certain figure that roams the troll skull that perhaps we would all be better off without.
Catfish Don?
Perhaps.
I'll like tell you to like shut up, Drake.
It would seem he has garnered a certain reputation for himself. But perhaps what I request and what you maybe seek could be linked. For no, I was not speaking of the Catfish Don. I was speaking of the Black Viper.
Ah, yes. He is a poor tipper.
Indeed. And he also makes a real pain out of my business here in the city. To be honest, I would like him gone, dead or otherwise indisposed.
Otherwise indisposed. What do you recommend? We pay for a boarding pass?
To be honest, that sounds more of your problem rather than...
And what is it you'll give us for disposing of him again?
As I said before, many rats have many ears. Perhaps I could discern the location of your friend. A barter, if you will.
And if the guards can't find the Black Viper, what makes you think that we can?
Well, look, you've mentioned your way into my den. I'm only imagining what other dens you could stumble upon in sheer luck and stupidity.
Stupid as a stupid does, sir.
I
Let
suppose
me
you should.
consult my compatriots privately. I want to like motion all of you guys over to the
So, quick
side of the
question:
room.
is there any way that I could say if he was like lying? That I could tell?
Yeah, absolutely. Insight check.
I got a 14.
I mean, from what you can glean, he seems to be offered what he believes is a fair trade.
Yes, well, I do not trust this guy. I don't like to deal with promises that can't be paid off right away.
I agree. And honestly, if he expects us to stumble upon the Black Viper wherever they happen to be, I think he might be hedging his bets in the wrong place.
Let's let Hugh or Rome tell him no.
Rome, you've
No.
been...
Your answer is no, then.
Yep. No.
Well, then I suppose you're back to square one with finding your friend. I would like you to leave now.
All right, just show us the way out, if there isn't a sewer connected to your house.
You found your way in, didn't you? Now, please.
Roboting again.
Robo Bear and saves the day.
There's nothing I can do until it passes, so.
No, you're good.
Hey, you back.
We were just making you aware.
Sounds good from my voice. I don't know what you guys' problem is. So he says to you, you found your way in. Let my friends escort you out. In the swirling mass of things that have moved the furniture, just doesn't like me. We do what we can.
What are those things? Can I identify them?
They're rats.
So it's just a bunch of rats?
Oh yeah, lots of rats, like hundreds of rats.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess it's a good thing we didn't attack this guy.
Perhaps.
I want to be the last one out, like eyeing this rat man. Before I step out the door, I'm like,
He unflinchingly watches you descend. You are led through the hallway, through the living quarters, to the sewer, where you found your way in. What would you like to do?
I'd look to everybody. Well, now what?
Drake is going to say, well, we don't have any leads other than it was Claude. It climbed our rain gutter, and it took him without noise.
Maybe we should get some help. Maybe we can talk to our little detective friend.
That'd probably be a good idea.
Man, Tarragon makes
Yes,
the best
good
eggs.
thinking.
So you venture forth back into the sewers from whence you came. You find yourself back in Troll Skull Alley, probably no later than an hour after the events that had just unfolded. It's probably about, I would say, noon or 12:30. A lot of this having taken place in a few hours of the morning. You are walking up the street. You see the hustle and bustle of the Troll Skull Alley carrying on as ever, with the only building dark among the mercantile community being your very own. Actually, no, you had
We had Lift take charge.
And you see that the doors are open on the Troll Skull, and you can hear a few revelers inside. And as you go inside, you notice, of course, sitting at the bar for his usual breakfast of toast is Vincent. The human detective, by his coining of the phrase, wears a duster-like cloak coat with some leather armor beneath. He wears a brimmed hat. His features, he has green eyes, blonde hair. Not really a big guy, but solid in his own right. And he is chattering away with Liff, who is cooking breakfast for some other restaurateur guest.
Drake is bleeding a lot, so he is going to go upstairs before he creates a health code violation.
And you are able to skim the crowd. If there's a crowd, skim the wall and make your way upstairs.
I think that he would too. Get upstairs to get off his armor and clean it off, and perhaps himself from walking around the muck and rats.
Yeah, you guys probably don't smell too fresh.
Yeah, getting new clothes in the shower sounds like a good idea.
Finland.
Well,
Are you
Rome,
doing
do
the
you
same?
not want to talk to this detective before you head up?
Guess I could. I guess Rome, with him saying that he will use prestidigitation to clean himself so he looks somewhat presentable, and he would head his way.
Finland would you like Fide as well to be present?
Certainly.
Alright. He would be like, close your eyes, and he would cast it on him. Just to make sure nothing splash you on the face.
I almost picture that this is being done outside.
Right, he would do it like in a corner somewhere where nobody's looking.
It's your bar. It doesn't matter what you do with it as long as you clean it up. So the two of you approach this human man who's kind of leaning pretty heavily. He smells of booze. You can tell that he got drunk last night. Booze and stale cigarette smoke anyway. And I says to Liff, are you even listening to me? What you guys?
Robot.
All right. Well, if we're gonna do this conversation, I'm gonna say that we'll call it after that because it's getting frustrating.
Well, you're back again.
Yeah, of course I am because I'm mad. Hello. Looks like you guys had quite the morning. What can I do for you?
We were wondering if we could use your assistance on something.
Very well. Like, what can I do for you?
Well, there's not that many people around, right?
You can speak freely.
Okay. He would be like one of our associates, Tarragon. He's been kidnapped, and we went after his trail to try to find out where he's at, but we have no clue, so we need help.
Well, I was to say that my toast was usually darker than usual, so I figured Tarragon wasn't in the kitchen. It's gone missing.
Correct.
Yes, and as you can see, that will be terrible for business.
Yeah, I could put one and two together. Well, all right. You guys put with me enough. Call my number, and I'll see what I can dig up for you.
We did really appreciate it, and you will be well compensated. That's for sure.
You will be adequately compensated. Thank you.
He yells at Rome, and then kind of he looks at Finland. But of course. Well, anyway, if you need a favor, no time. And he finishes his cup of coffee, and he turns and or out into the open.
It's downgraded from a robot to a garbage disposal.
But we're done anyway, so it's fine.
I thought it was one of those little musical things that you hit with the thing.
It is what it is, unfortunately. So, any last minute comments or anything that you guys have before we shut her down?
No, from his perspective, everything is okay, and no questions as of right yet.
We'll need to keep an eye on that rat fellow.
Yeah. And talking about that, we should probably see if we can get some information on the bandit person too, since he's interested in him, on the Viper.
After
Yes.
Drake got himself all not bleeding everywhere, he'd probably just double check everyone's window locks and make sure they were functioning so that this doesn't happen again.
With that, the camera pans out over the streets of Eastport, and we fade over the bay. For the sake of brevity, I was joined tonight by Phillip, Maddi, Jose Soto of D20Z, and Jason Smith of Smith Forge Gaming, of Versatile Diecaster. They all have rad shit. Go check it out. Are signing off for the evening, so catch us next time.